Welcome to 108 Contemporary. Backstories by Doug Cannell is on exhibition from February 7th through March 22nd, 2025. Doug Cannell is a graphic designer, a woodworker, and a sculptor who uses his imagination and his trained skills to create kind of useless inventions. Backstories is his work that involves supporting documents, things like letters, websites, fake articles, advertisements, and other items to give his sculptures the appearance of being useful, purposeful, valuable, without ever really saying what they're supposed to do. We're going to use the inspiration from Doug Cannell's work to create our own inventions with their own backstories based on the supplies in your craft kit. Let's get started. In your kit, you'll find your instructions, your felt sheet, foil, some plastic pony beads, a wooden bead, some pipe cleaners, and then watercolor paper. This is going to be the basis for your supporting document, whether you draw on it, write on it, whatever. So I'm going to set that aside, and I have a highlighter and a pen. But Doug Cannell said he usually, put that over here, he usually does the sculpture first and then the document second. I kind of have an idea for what I want the document to be, but I'm going to select materials from my supplies and then play around with them to see how they can fit together to turn into something that looks useful. So that's step one. And then step two is to assemble our invention with glue, tape, whatever. I have some scissors here and some hot glue that's heating up off camera. So let's just take a moment and choose from our materials. I really like Doug Cannell's use of wood and the way he mixes it with metal and brightly colored objects. So I think I'm going to definitely use the foil and the bead. And since in my kit, I think these kind of go together, these colors, I'm going to use these supplies for sure, and then I'm going to set these aside and use them if need be. I'm going to speed up this next part because you might be working too. We'll put a little music on in the background and see what we can invent. Here we go. Here is my invention. I think this kind of looks like something that could read temperature. It reminds me of those old-timey thermometers that had the bulb at the bottom and the mercury inside or the red stuff, and it would go boop, 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 boop. And I have an idea that it's one of those things that your aunt or your grandmother or your uncle or grandfather, somebody in your family gives you like it was important to them when they were younger, but technology has changed and you just don't know what to do with it anymore. So I think for my supporting document, I'm going to make a thank you card. I'm going to fold this in half. You probably noticed that I didn't end up using any sort of glue or tape or anything. I didn't even use my scissors except for kind of burnishing the foil so that it could smooth out after I'd crumpled it. So this is going to say, in my best handwriting. Please be kind to me in the comments. Ooh, just barely made the space that I had. And let's make a fancy Y. And we'll do a flower. Drawing is not one of my skills. All right, so I think I'm gonna make up an aunt. I don't have a great aunt, grandparents' sister. So I'm gonna say great aunt Geraldine. I should have started it with dear great aunt Geraldine, but here we are. I started in pen. Thank you so much for the, ooh, I need a name for this thing. Let's call it, oh, what are some baking terms that might be? Always said temperature. We'll say dip temp. I love knowing that, let's say it was in your mom's, ooh, I think a great aunt Geraldine would say mother. Let's say mother's kitchen. And now it's in mine.